And the very best of luck with that. Now, as we said, the Feis Ceoil gets underway in Dublin today, and for many young musicians, this is the most important competition of the year. We're about to visit a very musical household in County Wicklow, where the Kellys are rehearsing the family vocal ensemble for the upcoming competition. And as you're about to find out, visual impairment does not impinge on this family's enthusiasm, nor on their ambition for musical success.
Oh, sleep me a slide from that wonderful bond, and
This is the Kelly family from Ashford in County Wicklow. Their father Frank is a professional musician and choral arranger. His children have inherited their father's love of singing and playing music.
I love coffee, I love tea, I love the jabba jive and it loves me. Coffee and tea and the jabba and me. A cup, a cup, a cup, a cup, a cup.
3 of Frank's children have also inherited his condition of visual impairment.
Itty bitty little green bean.
Cabbage and green.
You know that
Of the 4 children, Orla is the only one whose sight is unaffected by a condition which affects the retina. Despite what some would call having a disability, this family are truly blessed. The joy that music has brought to this household is palpable, and the Kelly family vocal ensemble have been awarded top prizes at Feis Ceoil and talent competitions in Ireland and in the US. Wife, mother and roadie, Yvonne Kelly is the person who makes so much of the family's musical endeavours possible and deserves huge credit for all the hours of support that she so lovingly offers.
I suppose when Rebecca and Orla were born, my idea was to get them involved in whatever they could. So they started off doing musical theatre and dancing and singing from they were babies. As we realised that Rebecca had the visual impairment, it became more important that Rebecca took part in as much as possible that gave her the confidence in her life. And music, it just revolved around the music and the dancing. And the way I looked at it was, let them do as much as they can, for as long as they can, because the time may come when they won't be able to do it. They're quite unique in the fact that for most things that they do, they're the only family of 4 that go along. It's great, and they come home and they play piano and play harp, tin whistle, and they absolutely love it. They love singing together, and I love listening to them, so it's brilliant. Something that I've always said to them, that you may have a visual impairment, but you can do so much with it as well. You know, you don't have to not do what you love doing, and they love doing their music, so it's great for them. And yeah, it is hard sometimes having to watch, you know, that they can't read things or they can't see the telly or whatever, but it's just something that you have to get used to, and you have to help them as much as possible along the way. And they're great. They really deal with it very, very well.
Frank inherited his visual impairment from his father, and it had an impact on his life from a very young age.
It's a condition that you're born with, and it develops during childhood. Mostly it settles when they reach young adulthood, and I hope that's the way it worked for me. It won't disimprove until I'm a lot older, and I hope it'll be the same for them. You learn how to deal with it, and you learn strategies all the way through your life. I'm still learning strategies to deal with it in my work as a teacher of music and in a school, and you learn ways of getting around it, and that's what you do.
Rebecca Kelly is the eldest, and she is studying music at Maynooth University. She uses a guide stick to get around college, but having a visual impairment does not hold her back when it comes to her various musical subjects, just the same as her siblings.
When you look at me, I don't really look like I have anything wrong with me, and people sometimes find that very hard to deal with, and they just think I'm being rude if I don't say hello to them on the street or when they walk past me or whatever. It's just I can't see them. So I think it's good that I have the stick as well, because it kind of makes them aware of that as well. When I look at somebody, I would tend to look at them from the side, like that, because My peripheral vision would be better than my central vision. I find it very hard to look at people directly because it's just the way it is. But my sight would be macular degeneration, which usually happens with older people, but I was born with it. So it's just basically the light cells at the backs of the eyes. They die off slowly one by one until you reach maturity, until you're fully grown. So I think my sight is probably as worse as it'll get for the moment. But things can always change, so we really can't be sure. Our sight is pretty bad, but it wouldn't be bad enough to affect us being able to dance or being able to perform in a show. The lights can be very bright, and that can be a bit disorientating sometimes. But we can still work our way around it grand. You know, once we know where we have to go and things like that, and the kind of space that we know we have, we can use. That's grand. That's all we really need to know.
17-year-old Emily Kelly is in 5th year in St Killian's Community School in Bray. Not only is she a singer, but she plays harp and piano too. When it comes to reading schoolwork, Emily uses her iPad to take photos of the board, which she can then enlarge. Bright light is a problem for Emily, nor can she see things at a distance.
What I'm trying to do with my studying, instead of having to read the books, is I'm going to try and record my voice so I can listen to it instead of having to read, which would be easier for my sight because it's hard to read the books sometimes because they're very small.
She is highly competitive, and the Feis Ceoil is a major event in Emily's life. She has been successful with her harp in various competitions and is looking forward to this year's Feis.
I've been in singing competitions for the past few years. I've been in duets with my brother and my sisters, and we've won duet competitions and trio competitions, and we've also won the Family Vocal Ensemble competition for the past 2 years. In our choirs, we sing classical music as well, which I love to sing because it's great fun.
The youngest member of the Kelly family is 14-year-old John, and he's in 2nd year at school and is clearly ambitious. He's already a writer of scripts for an online web series. He's using a camera here, which is enlarging the text in one of his school books. John takes this rather cumbersome and heavy equipment into school each day in order to record what has been written on the board. He plays a wide range of instruments and is yet another winner of many prizes in this family.
Even though I have a sight problem, I'm like, it's not really preventing me from doing anything major. I'm kind of a very just kind of go for a person, so I wouldn't really, I would try to make the best of it anyway. So with regards to what I'm interested in, it's not impeding my progress.
In 2010, John and 2 of his sisters went on a trip to the States to compete in a major musical competition.
2 of my sisters and I, Emily and Orla, we went over to Los Angeles for the World Championships of Performing Arts, and we have a few awards from that, and I got an award in singing, I believe. Well, I got a smaller award in singing, and then I also got to the semi-finals with my tin whistle, and I got a plaque for that.
Orla Kelly is in her 1st year in Maynooth, where she's studying media studies, music and English. Growing up in a family where those with a visual impairment are in the majority doesn't make her feel like the different one.
Because I've grown up with it, I'm kind of used to it, so I don't really think, like obviously I think about it because I'm aware of it, but it doesn't make me kind of feel any different because I've never been treated differently by any of them. And I kind of like, I'm used to like helping them out when we're out like in a bright light or something like that. And just kind of, you know, looking out for them, making sure they don't fall over anything or anything like that. So it doesn't really make me feel different at all, no. At the moment, we're in our little recording studio. We got it built a couple of years ago because we decided that we'd start recording our songs and stuff. So we've kind of got all the equipment and everything now, so we do a lot of that. We're kind of trying to get all of our songs recorded and things like that. And we've got a couple of videos up on YouTube and stuff where we've used the recordings from here as well. So.
Music is what binds this family together, but they do have other interests too. the National Council for the Blind organises sports events such as water skiing and rock wall climbing. However, at this time of the year, it's rehearsal time for the Feis Ceoil. Both parents are proud of their children's high achievements in music and support them 100% in whatever musical avenue they wish to take.
And the Java and me, a cup, a cup, a cup, a cup.